Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing okay. Now I was actually going to do a pre-recorded video, but I thought I would go live with you guys because there's been so much to smile about. So some results have gone our way, and Arsenal did win 4-0, which was a fantastic result, and it's just what we needed right now. And obviously Havertz has scored, which you guys in the comments are so buzzing about because I am too. Yeah, great to see Havertz get on that score sheet. Yeah. Havertz deserved that, and I think that's probably a good place to start, really, because with Havertz, I feel like obviously he's really low on confidence right now, and he really needed that. And it was so thoughtful of Martin Odegaard to give him that opportunity and let him, take the penalty. And I felt like it was the right thing. I did tweet before it happened, and I said it'd be great if they did give him the penalty for his confidence boost, and they clearly listened to me. So, I think that is incredible news, which is what we want to see. There's been a lot of questions under him about him getting not many goals, him not assisting, but I think he had a really good game today, and I think it's exactly what he needed for his confidence. But I do think he had a good game, I would say. I think overall he can be proud of his performance because, he did, create chances, he did go for it more, and I think that's all we can ask from him, and I think he's slowly growing into it and getting into the rhythm of things. So I feel like Kai really deserves this, and I do have to say it was so lovely to see. I've seen some pictures online. I've seen how much it meant to the players around him and how much, they were so happy for Kai. And it just shows you what a great support Kai has around him at Arsenal, what a great team they are. And I think it shows you what a great captain Odegaard is. He could have taken that penalty himself. He could have been selfish, but no, he didn't. He decided to give it to someone who probably needs it right now. He needs that in confidence because he obviously knows he's low in confidence right now, and he's doing what he can to help Kai. So I feel like that was really, really thoughtful. Of Martin Odegaard, and I just think it was a really good performance from him today. I will go on to talk about the game. I'm going to kind of do it in the first half first and then talk about the second half after. Now, going into the game, I'm going to be honest, I did expect a comfortable professional win. I was expecting maybe a 2 or 3-0 win from Arsenal, and it was much better than what I thought, and I'm very happy. Obviously, I saw the lineup. I was surprised to see Rice back in. I thought maybe he might need another game out, but no, he came back, which is great to see. But I was surprised to see Raya in goal. I think Arteta's looking like he wants to play him a bit more now, which I accept. But overall, I think it was a good lineup. I was happy with it, and I was expecting a very comfortable win. Obviously, we know Odegaard did start that off for us when he produced a fantastic cross, which I think Jesus headed to Saka. I think Jesus actually did take that chance, and obviously it hit the crossbar. He can be so unlucky, Jesus, because he's such a great player. But yeah, Saka did head it into the net, and I think Saka has had a really, really good game today. I feel like he's done really well. Obviously, he went off the end and he limped, and hope it's nothing too serious, but it just shows you that he really is the star of the show. He always turns up when we need him to, and I think that's all we kind of want from our players, to give their all for the club and everything. So I feel like he had a really good game today, and very, very happy for him to get on the score sheet because I know how much of a consistent and important player he is for this team, and he's shown that last season that he did that. Do you think Havertz will get better now he has had a goal? I definitely think this is going to help him with his confidence, because I feel like he's really been struggling to score, and I felt like if he missed that penalty, the fans might have been against him more, might have been more difficult, but because he sort of broke the ice now and managed to get on the score sheet, I feel like it's definitely going to help him grow as a player, develop, and get more consistent with his goals. And I definitely think the future of him at Arsenal is quite bright. I definitely see him scoring more goals, doing more for us, and I'm just overall very, very happy for him, because I know it's difficult when you're low in confidence. It's hard to score when you're not doing great, and I think he had a great performance, and it's great to see the love from him on the timeline, on the internet, on Twitter. So very, very happy for him. To be fair, Smith Rowe lit up the place more in time he had than Kai in his. I think Smith Rowe is really getting into the rhythm of things right now, and he had 2 great chances. Obviously, the one that he was like a few inches away, I was like, I really wanted him to score, and obviously the goalkeeper did make a great save for his goal as well. But I just felt like it was Smith Rowe's time to get a goal today, so very, very sad that he didn't get on the score sheet, of course. Hey Wilson, lovely to see you here. Hope you're okay. If you're an Arsenal fan, I hope you enjoyed the game today. Arsenal were absolutely brilliant against Bournemouth. Our football was absolutely scintillating at times. Yeah, it was so beautiful to watch the football we played. You can't really complain, can we? It was a very comfortable win from us. City loss opens the door for us. How do you think we'll do against them in the Premier League match? Yeah, I agree. I think I was hoping, praying they would lose. And well done to Wolves for getting on and winning. It's hard to beat Man City, and very, very happy for them. Obviously, it's a great result for us. I think for me, like, I just think we can get a result against Man City. I think we have the quality on the pitch to do that. I think kind of all depends on which players are back fit. But we know Bournemouth is a completely different game to Man City. We know with Man City we weren't like thrashed in that result, but I think I believe we have potential to win there. Potential. Well, it's actually the Emirates, which is in our favour probably. So I think we can win it. I think anything's possible. We know it's going to be a super difficult game, but I just think never say never. Go for it. And I think if Partey and Rice are playing together, I would feel more confident, and obviously Trossard on the wing as well, and Jesus up front. Saka hopefully is not too injured. So I think we can do it. I'm feeling optimistic. And I think people need to remember, a lot of people have said the title's over a few days ago when we drew to Spurs. And to be honest, it's so early on right now in the Premier League, and I think it's so open at the top. You know, Liverpool playing Spurs soon in about 10 minutes, and that result will definitely be huge right now. But I just think the league could be anyone's right now, and obviously it's important for us to keep winning, keep building on what we had last season. Aston Villa beat Ryan was not on my finger. Do you know that really surprised me? Obviously Brighton have had a great start to the season and they're doing really well. I think they're 5th right now, or 4th possibly. So they're really flying at the moment. But obviously Unai Emery's doing really good stuff for Aston Villa, and obviously it's nice to see him do well. I personally feel anyway. Despite the differences we have at Arsenal, I just always want him to do well and be happy. So great to see Villa do good. The away game atmosphere is phenomenal. Really buzzing for Kai. Yeah, I've got to say, on the TV you can really hear the away atmosphere. You can really hear the chants, especially for Kai Havertz. It's so lovely to see how much passion there is from the fans there. I believe that the goal gave Havertz confidence, to be honest. Yeah, I definitely think it gave him the confidence that I really needed, because he didn't have much right now, and I felt like he really, really needed that. So really happy for him. It's great to see him on the score sheet, and, you know, he's not the scapegoat for this week. People can't, you know, be on his back about it. You know, what we want from him was to score, so we can't really complain. Hope Saka is all right. He limped off again. Yeah, I think he might be okay. I just think he plays so much, doesn't he? He plays every week, every game. I think he needs a bit of a break, but then he's that guy that helps us really score a lot of goals, assists. He's probably one of our most important and consistent players. So let's fingers crossed its injury is not too serious. I believe that is about time Arsenal needs to end the Hudo against Man City next week. Yeah, we've got to give it to them for sure. Yeah, I feel right. Okay. Well, it's going to be interesting with the top 4, definitely, for what happens, because I feel like I said, whoever wins the league, it could be anyone. I do think, and I know I'm an Arsenal fan and people might think I say this, I do think Spurs might drop off, but I do think it will be very competitive with us, Liverpool, Man City. Obviously, United have lost today. Honestly, they are so bad at the moment, but I just think they're not challenging for the title anytime soon. So I reckon it'll be between Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool. But obviously, the game when we play them will be a huge factor in that. But yeah, obviously Odegaard had a great game today. He did score that penalty with such confidence, and, you know, he seemed so calm in front of goal, because I was so nervous about us. You know, whenever we go up 1 goal, we never be clinical. We never take more and more chances. So I was thinking, I really hope Odegaard can, take that chance, score a penalty, which he did, and he did it amazingly. I'm very happy for Odegaard. He did great today. And obviously, we do have to give some love to Eddie Nketiah, because a lot of people wrote him off when he was in the lineup today. I saw on Twitter a lot of people weren't happy. So I think he did well today. You've got to give him that credit, that appreciation that he deserves, because, he won us that penalty. He was making things happen, especially on the wing, and he just did really well today. He has a lot of energy, and he made it hard for them to defend. So I think you've got to give Eddie that respect and credit. It's obviously tough because against Spurs, which was a very crucial game for us, he obviously didn't have the best games. But I just think that in this game, you've just got to give him that credit. He has been good in his last few games against Brentford. He did really well. So I think you've just got to respect what Eddie's done today, and he deserves that credit for the game today. I think he did really well, and made chances for us and did quite a few things. So yeah, Eddie Nketiah, well done to you today for helping us get that penalty. Yeah, Saka does deserve a holiday. I think we can all agree on that. He does, I think he does get beaten up a lot by players. He does get kicked about, and I think that does affect him. It will do anyway, because it's hard on him. So I'm really hoping that, he'll be okay. Yeah, I hope not with Spurs, but I do reckon Liverpool will obviously challenge as well with us and Man City. But I did want to talk about the goalkeeper situation, as I briefly mentioned before. We know with Raya, Ramsdale, I've got to say today, I think Raya had a superb game today. I think he didn't really do much wrong, if I'm being honest. He made some great saves. I think the save that really impressed me was just before half time. He made a save that I really thought their goal was going to go in the back of the net. It was going to be a goal, and I thought in half time going winning 2-1, I just thought they might come back from that. But I think Raya to save that was incredible, and the situation is interesting. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens with the goalkeeper situation there. But I think right now Raya does deserve to be here. He's doing excellent, and we know Ramsdale did really good the other night, got a clean sheet, and just great to get a clean sheet today as well, because in recent weeks we have obviously been conceding quite a few goals, and it's not obviously what we need. And yeah, I just think it's really good that we obviously are getting our goals up, but we're also doing really well. So very, very happy for that. And talking defensively, I've got to talk about Saliba and Gabriel, because they were incredible today. They were solid from the back. I think they did everything perfect. I thought their tackles, the way they did it, perfectly timed. It was just incredible to see. And I think they've just got this great partnership, connection on the pitch, and they are just this fantastic duo that we love. So happy to have them both at our club, and I'm hoping all season they won't have too many injuries, because Saliba did an interview the other day, I think, and he said it did affect, Arsenal could have been champions if it wasn't for him being injured. So let's just hope, guys, that he won't be injured this season much. I know injuries happen, but I think their partnership is a big key thing for us to being, successful this season. So I think defensively we've got to make sure that, they are okay together, they don't get injured. But yeah, now the second half I thought was quite good as well, because I feel like we kept the rhythm up, we kept scoring, and I didn't have much to complain about. Havertz got that penalty, and I did think when that happened, I just thought when we got a penalty, I thought, you know what, we're winning this. We've got nothing to lose. We're controlling the game. We're comfortable. Just give the ball to Havertz and help him with his confidence, because Martin Odegaard is never the type of person to do this, but there are captains that might do this, and he could have taken it for himself, but he didn't. He decided to give it to Havertz, and Havertz did a great penalty, and his penalty looked quite confident. So I think he's a great penalty taker for sure. But I think overall you've just got to give so much credit to Martin Odegaard for doing that. It was a very kind and thoughtful gesture, but most importantly, Havertz really needed this. You could see how much the crowd was behind him in there, how much it meant, to him to get that goal. The teammates were so behind him, which was really lovely to see, and it shows you like the togetherness of this team, how much the team want Kai Havertz to thrive, how much they want the best for him, and I think that's the most amazing thing to see. Teammates supporting him, and also when Havertz scored, you saw Arteta jumping up and down. You could see how much he means to him, because Arteta has really believed in Havertz for a long time. He does play him a lot, and us fans, we've been worried. We've not really seen a lot in recent games, and we've said give it time, and we've had to give it time. And I think right now we've just got to take the positives that Havertz has got on the score sheet. He's done well, and it is kind of good because it eases the pressure off him a bit, in a sense, because fans on his back so much. So I feel like it's what he needs right now. For people to be off his back, not to always have this criticism against him. So I feel like Havertz really deserved this today. Very, very happy for him. I think it's what he needed. And I'm hoping in recent games, next few games, he can get on the score sheet. Obviously, I'd be interested to see what happens with the Man City game. Will he start? I know Fabio Vieira and him have been sort of changing a bit about who's playing. But I think Arteta probably picks Havertz over him. But I think right now we can be happy with that. We can be positive because we're going in the right direction. Hey Steve, I hope you're okay. Hey Tom, hope you're okay. I'll be commenting on it soon, I think. So definitely get down there. But yeah, I know the women's team are playing tomorrow, so let's fingers crossed they get the first win of the season. And to those that are going to the game, I hope you have a great time. Thank you, team, so much. It's lovely to see you on here. Make sure to smash the like button, guys, if you can, and subscribe. Hi, Mike. Great game. Love our entire squad. Yeah, they're such a likable bunch, aren't they? This team is so special. The togetherness of it is really incredible. I just love every single player. So very, very happy. We have such a great squad, and I feel privileged to have all these players at Arsenal because they're so likable, so lovely to have. They represent our club. I've got a new song for now, and I'm waiting for the right time to release it. It very much aligns with the Europa League anthem. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they are a mess at the moment, and I'm enjoying this downfall. And obviously beating them was great. So I'm just enjoying what's happening with Arsenal right now. We're flying at the moment. We're doing well. We've not actually lost a game. And people, forget that, but we're still unbeaten. Man City have actually lost a game, thankfully. Finally, Man City have lost. I was literally scrolling through Twitter hoping they would still lose. City always find a way to come back, and they didn't, and I was so happy. It's just what we need for them to lose. It helps us. We're only a point away from them. We play them soon, and yeah, we've got this. I'm hoping so. We've got to stay positive when it comes to the league because we can do this. Anything is possible. I mean, I respect your opinion, but I just think you've got to give him time. It's only been a few games, is it? 5, 6 games the Premier League has been on for. I just think you've got to give him time, and he's got a goal now. This will be help him going forward, fingers crossed, help his confidence, and I'm sure the teammates are right behind him, supporting him through it. Yeah, big up everyone in here, so many of you guys. I know like about 30, 40 of you are watching, so I hope you guys can subscribe to my channel and like my video. Your support would be very much appreciated. Yeah, I think I agree with this. It's so soon. You can't really write him off right now. I think you've got to give it months, to be honest. I think it's the 6th game. He's obviously got a goal that he really needed, and I think that's probably going to help him go for things more and put tackles in that he needs to do and get on the score sheet. I think this is the perfect thing for him and his confidence right now. But obviously, I did want to speak about Saka going off. I hope it's not too serious. I'm sure it'll be okay because there have been times where he's limped a bit as well. He does get kicked about a lot, and I don't really think that's fair. But he's a very dangerous player for Arsenal, and people are threatened by him. So I just think that you've got to, accept that, unfortunately. But I do think the referees need to be a bit harsh on people that do that to him. But I hope it's okay. I think he will be okay. But obviously we do have the Champions League games as well. Would you want to risk him for them games, or would you just give him that break? I don't think he would want a break, and I don't see him having a break. Obviously, on Tuesday we do play Lens in away in the Champions League, so I don't know if he would be available. And obviously it depends on who is available as well. Would you give him a rest? Would you play Reece Nelson, Smith Rowe with that? So I definitely expect us to do some rotating there, because we want to go for the Premier League ultimately once you round Champions League, so it's can be tough to balance both out as well. But yeah, I just think right now, let's hope he's okay. And it was great to see that Declan Rice's injury wasn't too serious as well, and he's back in. Obviously, it was good that Arteta subbed him off and brought Jorginho on so he could have a bit of a rest, and it wasn't too much for him. But now I did want to talk about Ben White because I feel like he's so underappreciated or underrated, you would say. I think a lot of Arsenal fans, love him, adore him, and think he's amazing. But I think rival fans or fans outside of Arsenal don't really give him that credit he deserves. So for me, great to see him get on that score sheet. I thought that corner was brilliant. I think it was just perfect corner, and I think his header was also excellent. So I think it's great to see him get a goal for us because never always happens. So don't see Ben White get goals much. So I think it's just great to see him on the score sheet. Very delighted for him, and it was a fantastic header. I don't think the goalkeeper could really save that. But yeah, Ben White, well done today. You did really well. Very delighted for you to get up there on the score sheet and do well. And obviously we do know Smith Rowe. Wow, I thought he had a really good game. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens next with him because I can tell, I don't think having the game time he's having right now is not probably what he wants or what he deserves. I think he got about 10 minutes today, which is obviously good. It's more than he used to have. Arteta hadn't been playing him for a while, and now he's getting more chances. So, yeah, I just think that Smith Rowe had a great game. He came on and missed a chance, but he also came on and had a great shot that was saved. But it was so disappointing because I think Smith Rowe has got the right energy mindset now. I think he improves his team so much when he comes on, and you can tell, what he knows what it's like to be a Gooner. He just understands Arsenal Football Club, and that's one reason why I wouldn't want to lose him because he's just an incredible player to have here at Arsenal, and I really, really adore him. And I'm hoping that his future will be at Arsenal. So, yeah, great to see him get more minutes today. Because I know he did play the other night as well. So, yeah. I definitely agree with this. A goal has to be coming for Smith Rowe because he's putting all the work in. He's doing everything right. Unfortunately, he's just not getting that goal. But hopefully, if he does play on Tuesday, he can get a goal in the Champions League. But it will be interesting to see how we will rotate that. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I think with Kai Havertz, I think now he's obviously got that goal. I think it's now up to him to, produce more, have that, that's gave him that confidence to go on now. So I'm hoping that will only be a good thing for him going forward. And I think people a flop does go around as a word. People use that word, and I wouldn't say it's a word I use a lot, but I just think he's doing well right now, and think you have to wait a bit of time to judge. People are saying Mason Mount is like that, but with Mason Mount, like Kai Havertz, saying the season's only started, so you've got to give the players time, because it's a bit early to call right now. So I probably wouldn't agree with that right now if he was if people do say he's a flop. But I agree with this comment of Harry. He does deserve a chance and more opportunities to do that. Hey Phil, hope you're okay. Yeah, what a great game it was today. And I agree with this. I think some of these results have been pretty crazy. Like Luton Town getting their first win of the season. Well done to them. But I'm not gonna lie, it was at Goodison Park, I think. So I was expecting Everton to win. So, yeah, I think obviously great to see City United slip up. It was a big surprise to see City slip up because they never do slip up. um, they always win, unfortunately. Yeah, yeah, I'm really with you on this because, like, I agree. I wouldn't say he's being a massive failure. I wouldn't say he's a flop. I just think it's a lot of money we've paid for him, and it's obviously right now he scored 1 goal, and it obviously I wouldn't say it's paid off yet, but I think we're in progress. Like with Declan Rice, feels to me he is a proven Premier League player that's been at West Ham for so long. He's been in the Premier League for so long, and obviously he scored that goal against United. He won us the game. I know Jesus did score after that, but he really did help us do that, and he's in the midfield. He's just perfect. It's like he's been here for years. So I feel like with Kai Havertz, obviously at the time I wasn't sure on the signing, but I'm also prepared to give it time. And I think right now it's a good thing to be happy about. Rice's Rolls Royce, baby. Yeah, we love Declan Rice. He's doing really well. Yeah, it has been a good day. And I'm not going to lie, with the Spurs and Liverpool game, I was thinking today, would it be better if Liverpool won? Because I want to see Spurs lose right now because I'm tired of them, getting draws, getting positive results because they acted like they won against us last week. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, a draw was better for them in this game, but I don't think um, that was really, a great result, to be honest. It wasn't a win, so they can calm down. So I don't know. I think a draw would help us because I think whatever happens will be overtaken. So, yeah, I just want to see Spurs get humiliated. I want Spurs to be put in their place, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it is a hard time right now for Spurs. Obviously doing okay, but I know for the league we'll be up there, and I think we've just got to keep doing what we're doing. And to enjoy the football we're playing because when I watched today, I really enjoyed what football we were playing, and as a fan, that's all we want to see. I really did like what I was watching. It was very free flowing, comfortable football. And yes, I know you can say it's only Bournemouth, but these are the results we did struggle with last season. Obviously, we did win. Eventually from Reece Nelson's goal, but this was much more of a comfortable win, which is obviously great to see that we're doing that. We're finding ways to get those clean sheets again. Raya's the man of the match. Possibly, you know what? There were quite a few players that you could say were man of the match. It's a tough one to call right now. I think Odegaard had a really, really good game. I can't lie. I think he made a lot of things happen. He was that guy, he was pivotal in our play. And also, I do think Ezzy had a great game as well. It's actually, you know what? I can't decide right now. I think I'd probably go Odegaard or possibly Rice, but it's tough to make because defensively we also did really well, and we can't really complain, can we? I think defensively we're solid right now. So I was just happy to see players start that we thought, yeah, me too. I know that Rice was someone who I thought was injured, and he wasn't in this game. So I think it's great to see he's still, fit. I know he got brought off a bit earlier, but I think he should be okay for the next game. And a lot of positives to take from the game today. I think we did excellent. Yeah, we're better away from home. I think so. I think for some reason we do better. We kind of keep clean sheets more. I don't know why. And that's the thing I'm a bit nervous about because we play Man City at home, I think. And I'm thinking, like, will that affect us? Will we, when for some odd reason, when we're away from home, we somehow do perform better. So I hope that won't affect that game because it is a massive game in the season. And I feel confident about it. I think it depends on all of our players who's going to be fit enough. I think right now we can be confident that we can. I think obviously Partey when Rice was injured for the second half of the Spurs game, yes, we really missed him. Spurs did cut through that midfield of ours, but if Partey was able to come in that game, I just feel like it would have changed things. I think we do miss Partey, his presence in that midfield. So I just hope he can come back for that game. Hopefully Trossard and Martinelli can. So we do have players to bring on off the bench and make things happen. How do all of you feel about Raya? And that's a great question to ask you guys in the comments as well. I think for me, because I've seen Ramsdale grow and become an excellent player and one of our best players last season and the last few seasons, feel like I do have this not connection, but I do kind of, we know what he's been through and we're sort of with him. And Raya, we don't really know a lot about him. He's came in for a few games and done really well, and we know he's got a really great attitude. So I feel like for me, I really love Ramsdale. I just feel like we know what he's been through and we support him. And obviously we do support Raya too, but he's not been here as long as Ramsdale. So I suppose we kind of know Ramsdale more, but I do think Raya has done, excellent. Yeah, I think this is the word. Yeah, I think we've got this attachment. I mean, I can only talk on how I feel, but I just think with Ramsdale, we've got that attachment to him. We really like him. And obviously Raya right now has done really well. Hasn't really done much. I think people were so harsh on him last week when we played Spurs. To say that he didn't do great, I think was a bit harsh. I think he did well. It's his first Northern derby, which is tough on him. But it's obviously a great game for him to experience. So I think he did do a good game. Obviously made probably a few mistakes with his distribution, but just I think people need to be a bit fair on him. Rami is the one goalie I've loved since Seaman before your time. Yeah, I do know Seaman. I love Seaman. I'm with you. I feel like he just reminds me of David Seaman a lot, and obviously he's English like David Seaman, and we just have this connection. There. Ultimately, the goal is to win, and if we win major accolades with Ryan goal, we can't. Yeah, I agree. I think it's all about winning, and as fans, all we want to win is trophies, and that's all we ask. And I know it's going to be hard because one of the goalkeepers will be the number 2 goalkeeper. One will play more than the other. And yeah, right now it might be hard on either one of them. I think it was good that Ramsdale played the other night because I think if he didn't play, I didn't think that would have been fair. I feel like Arteta would have shut him out way too soon. So, yeah, I do think that I was surprised Raya played today. I'm not going to lie. I did think Ramsdale would have played on the back of his good performance of keeping a clean sheet. But, he didn't play, which to me was a surprise. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But I do think he deserves to start Raya. I do think he's excellent, but it's a really tough position to be in. I think right now Arteta kind of is playing Raya more. Maybe he trusts Raya more. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't see things all the time. So I think right now we've just got to, see what happens. But ultimately, I respect both goalkeepers, and I just want Arsenal to do well. They keep mentioning distribution with Ramsdale, but he's great with his feet. Ryder seems more calm. Yeah, I think both goalkeepers we have right now are excellent, and we're just lucky to have 2 great goalkeepers, really. So I think that's the situation right now. And I think the distribution on the goalkeepers is great. I think Raya's possibly seems to be a bit better, but I think the saves that Ramsdale makes are probably saves Raya might not be able to make. I just think Ramsdale is phenomenal. I think he's a great goalkeeper. Yeah, I just think I wouldn't say Arteta's rotating him at the moment. I think he's probably picking his first goalkeeper without saying it in the media, because Arteta is quite wise when it comes to media. He's probably had media training. He knows what he's talking about. With the whole Aubameyang stuff, he didn't, he kept things to himself and wouldn't talk about it. So he knows what to say and what not to say in front of people. But I think, Ramsdale, don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. I think you know, people have suggested about him leaving in January, which I don't think will happen. But like we said, Ramsdale has been competed. It's happened to him with Leno. He obviously came out better than Leno. Leno moved on, and this is a situation. But I think ultimately, I'm hoping for both. Yeah. I think Arteta has a belief that a length of the whole season Raya can be trusted more not to make costly errors that did cost us last season with Aaron. Yeah, interesting comment, because I think I know people have said, you know, about Ramsdale, is he able to win us a title? Or is he able to give us success? I think there are mistakes he has made. I think he's learning. And I don't think he's I think he does make mistakes, but he also makes up for his mistakes. So I reckon, you know, Raya hasn't made many mistakes really. So I reckon I agree with you. That's possibly why. 100% Sophie Arteta playing the media. Yeah, he knows what not to say and what to say. He is clever with that, so you can't argue that really, can you? Yeah, I agree with that. How much rotation for the Champions League match? I think I would possibly play Tomiyasu at the back. Maybe swap. You can sometimes play on left or the right. I think Ben White seems okay now. You could probably, you know, swap him for Zinchenko or Ben White, but I'd probably give I think I'd give Havertz a chance possibly, because he seems really good and confident. I wouldn't change a lot, because I think if you change your team too much, it can affect them. I would probably give Smith Rowe and Reece Nelson a chance. I think Saka needs a rest, so I'd probably put Reece Nelson probably on the wing, and possibly play Smith Rowe. Havertz, it depends. You know, I think I'm not too fussed out of them who plays, because ultimately the league is so important, and we do need to win that game away. So yeah, I would make a few changes. Obviously, the goalkeeper situation. The issue I have with the goalkeeper situation is I don't want to change it too much, because as a player, as a defender, you need to be able to know who your goalkeeper is week in, week out. Like, it's okay to change every so often, but if it's changing every few weeks, I think it's hard on the defenders personally. So, yeah, I would actually Ramsdale, but I think because we need that consistency and the players need to play a lot, and we need to know about the back four, need to know the goalkeeper is going to be the same one consistently there. So it could possibly Raya, because I don't think it's good to make few changes, but I would definitely give Saka a rest, for sure. But I'd love to know what you guys would do. What would you change in that game? Rami made some truly world-class saves last season. Yeah, he did. And I feel like, you know, he's still young. It's obviously a big step up for him. He was playing for teams, you know, in the Championship, lower at the bottom in the league. So it's obviously a massive step. It's been a massive change for him. And he obviously got thrown into a lot of hate when he came, and abuse, which was very unfortunate. But he's really stepped up to it. And obviously he has made quite a few errors, which I do think is why Raya plays now. But I do think there is a good goalkeeper in Ramsdale, and I do think he has. I think Arteta's been very ruthless with it. I don't want him to just go completely out of this team. I do want him to get game time, but I just think Raya has played a lot recently, and I think that tells me what I need to know. I think the North London derby, I would have definitely played Ramsdale, because Ramsdale is a Gooner through and through. Like, he knows what it means to be a Gooner. He loves this club, and he's played in North London derbies before. He gives it back to the Spurs fans, so definitely feel like interesting decisions with the goalkeeper situation. But yeah, with the Champions League game, I'd probably give Smith Rowe some minutes, and I'd probably give Reece Nelson a chance as well, because they absolutely deserve it. Hello there, I hope you're enjoying the stream. Thank you for tuning in. I know there are 15 of you currently now, so if you can like this video as well, would be brilliant. And it's lovely to talk to you guys as well in the stream. Oh, me too, honestly. You know what? I do think I'd be generally heartbroken if he left, because he's such a likable guy, and I think for me, he's gave us so much. you know, he's obviously helped us get top four. And then the team, it's not just him that's helped us, but he is a big part in why we are where we are. And obviously to get back to Champions League, to challenge for the league as well, I think he has really helped us with that, and you've got to give him that credit for doing that. He's excellent, and a true inspiration to me. But yeah, it is tough, you know. I hope he doesn't leave. I hope he fights for his place. And I thought he did have a really good game the other night. I know it was Brentford, and I know they might have not put a really strong team out, but I do think it's a game that, you know, you've got to give him credit for getting that clean sheet. But I think, yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that situation. But I'm with you, Phil. I would really be gutted if he did leave in the future, because I've always felt like he was part of our future. And yeah, I'd be really sad. Oh, really? Oh my god. Obviously, I'm not watching the game, but I need to check this now. Wow. I think a draw for us would be good in that game, if I'm being honest. I want Spurs to lose, but I don't want Liverpool to win. So. Thanks for letting me know, by the way. He can fight, but I think Arteta's made his mind. Yeah, I think Arteta, in my opinion, like when he's made his mind up, I feel like he's very short on that, and he won't change his mind back. I do think that Raya is probably that person now, and it's probably hard to accept. Nothing to do with Raya, because we love him and he's been great, but I think, like someone said before, it's that attachment we have to Ramsdale because he's done so much for us, and like Phil said, he's like David Seaman. Like, obviously I never got to watch David Seaman growing up, but Ramsdale's given me that, and he's definitely been one of my favourite goalkeepers in years. And Raya as well was just an excellent person. I know how much it means to him to be here at Arsenal and represent the club. So I am happy to see him succeed. It's just a really difficult situation. If Liverpool are down to 10 men, then I'd be happy for draw. Yeah. Definitely. I think a draw right now is our best thing, because I think if someone wins, they'll overtake us, and I think Spurs and Liverpool are better on us in points right now. So, yeah, let's hope and pray nothing happens. I love Ramsdale. He's more than a goalkeeper to me. He is a huge part of this club. Yeah, I'm really with you on that. I just think, like, you know, we've had some great goalkeepers in, you know, the last decade, over the last few years, but I just think Ramsdale gives a lot to the fans. He has this banter with the rival fans that we all just love, and he makes us closer to the club. And yeah, I just think he's a really great person, and we all love him. And like you, he isn't just a goalkeeper. We do have this attachment to him. We do love him so much, and what he's done for our club is excellent. So it's going to be really hard to, if anything does happen with that, to move on from it, because we love him. But yeah, it is obviously a tough thing to be in. But I know, you know, I did think what was really unfair, I've got to say, is the other day when Ramsdale applauded Raya's save against Spurs, the media were completely on his back about it. You know, people were thinking it was like a bit of a joke, it was bad, but I think that's really ridiculous, because if Ramsdale wouldn't have, you know, clapped him, wouldn't have, you know, expressed that it was a good save, people would have moaned at him for being miserable, negative. But the moment he does do something positive, people moan at Ramsdale. So, like, the media are on his back way too much right now. They need to just leave him be right now. It's not fair on him. We had a few clowns too, Flappy, Homer, and Lehman. Yeah, it does happen. Yeah, I'm glad that his dad came out on Twitter to tweet Jamie Carragher to say that it was a disgrace, because, like, it's just not nice. Like, Ramsdale is genuinely happy for Raya, and then he still gets criticism thrown on him. I feel like he can't win in a situation. People are just hating for no reason. It's honestly a joke right now. So I do hope Ramsdale's okay, and kudos to his dad for, sticking up to him, because it isn't on at all. Yeah, his dad's a legend. I love him. I think it's good to see that he's not afraid to speak his mind, to say it how it is online, because at the end of the day, it's not okay what people, in the media have been saying. I think it's more pundits than anyone, but it's obviously not really acceptable. But yeah, I think we'll definitely have to see in the Champions League game who will get that start in the goalkeeper situation. But that'll be on Tuesday. Yeah, definitely. I think his whole family are dead lovely and seem like great people, so it's lovely to see. And Ramsdale's a great person as well. But yeah, I would like to see him play on Tuesday, because I want him to, still get chances to prove that he is worth to be. He's got to fight for his place, and but like Phil said before, sometimes when Arteta's mind's made up, it's hard to convince him to change or to see a different way. So we've got to hope in that situation. I hope Ramsdale gets that chance. I probably would give Saka a rest in this game, because I know when we got Man City coming up soon, I don't want him to be injured in that game. So I think it's good to give Reece Nelson chances, because I thought Reece Nelson did well today. He came on, I think he came on around the 70th minute, 80th minute, and I think he did really good for us, which is great to see. So Reece Nelson is starting to get credit from fans that he deserves, and obviously he signed a deal, so he obviously deserves to get those minutes, and rightly deserved, because he has been performing and working his socks off. Whenever Reece Nelson, puts on that badge, he always represents Arsenal in an amazing way. He always gives it all for us. So I think very, very pleased for him to do well. But yeah, I think I would also play Eddie as well, because I think obviously against Brentford he did really well, and obviously this game I think he had a good game. Felt like he was doing things on the wing, up front, he was making things happen. So yeah, I do think he's having a great time at the moment, Eddie. Obviously the Spurs game wasn't great, but he knows that himself, and he's obviously making things happen now and performing well. So people might say, is Eddie good enough? But right now, I'm happy with how he's going. But I do think when we play Man City, I probably wouldn't play him, because Jesus definitely needs to be up front for that one, and hoping that Trossard will be here on the left, and Saka on the right, or Martinelli on the left. But yeah, it's really strange about Martinelli. I do miss him, but I think Eddie right now, I think he's doing good with his performances. So yeah, I think we've just got to stay positive, and it'd be interesting to see the lineup on Tuesday. I found the timing crazy from Arteta, days after Ramsdale played for England and got so many plaudits from last season. Bad man management from me. Yeah, I think it's obviously tough, because when Ramsdale played for England, it's always Pickford that plays. We never see him. And I thought, what, Ramsdale did well. He had a great game. And then he got dropped. And you might tell you that Ramsdale had so much confidence playing for England, and then he gets dropped instantly by Arsenal and by Arteta. It was very ruthless. So, yeah, I think Arteta is ruthless. At times, he might be too ruthless. Because I know Ramsdale, I know he's never going to say it. He probably won't show it, because people will moan at him, but I'm sure he is hurt, and I'm sure it's hard for him to be dropped. He had a great season. I think he was, wasn't he in the team or one of the players of the year or something? And I feel like he's gone from a really, really high, and now he's gone down to not being playing in the Premier League games and not been playing much. So I think it's definitely going to affect him, which is obviously not nice, because we do love Ramsdale. Like Phil said, he's not just a goalkeeper; he is a big part of Arsenal and our future. So yeah, I kind of don't agree. I don't agree with that, and with Arteta's decision sometimes. And I think as well, because Ramsdale's got us to the Champions League, it's got us back to where we need to be. And to not play Ramsdale in one of the Champions League games, I felt a bit unsad for him, because he deserved to be there. So I hope Ramsdale does get a chance for the Champions League game on Tuesday. Yeah, it would be great to see Smith Rowe start on Tuesday. I reckon he will. I think he's starting to get more minutes. Arteta's starting to give him that faith now, which is what we want to see. Him get more chances. Oh, really? Wow. God, that's interesting. I'm going to watch the game soon. Probably watch the second half. I'll stay on here for about 10 more minutes. I'll answer some of your questions. I'll head off and catch the rest of the game because it'll be interesting to see what happens for Arsenal. So, if you guys do have any more questions, please answer away. Please like the video as well. Yes, yeah, I know what you mean. Don't worry. Tony arrives January and Eddie off to Brentford. Yeah, I did actually see that today. That rumor. Oh, is it disallowed? Oh gosh, all the drama's happening in my yeah. I saw this, and I think with Eddie, I don't think he would ever be our main striker. You know, let's face it. Liverpool, Man City are big clubs, and would they have Eddie Nketiah up front? I'm not sure I don't think they would. But for us, I just see Eddie as he's a great squad player. He's a great player to come on to make an impact. But for me, I don't know if I would start him. I think Jesus comes first. So I think if you add Tony in that, we become a much better team. So I think I'll be open to that. I think Eddie's done a lot for us, and I appreciate his over the years. But yeah, Phil, I'm with you. Be perfect. I know another one that I've seen is Ollie Watkins. I'd be open to get him as well because I think he does seem like a great player. He's done really well for Aston Villa. Before I talk on this, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Richard, for checking out my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Lovely to see you here. Hope to see you back soon. But yeah, Ollie Watkins is another one that I'd be interested in. I think Ivan Toney for me probably comes first on that list because I know what a great player he is. I know, like Phil said, he would be a perfect upgrade for us, but yeah, it is going to be a tough situation. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's doing really well. Glad he got the hat trick. And I think I've heard that he's grown up. He was an Arsenal fan as well, so nothing better than him. You know, coming to Arsenal after growing up being a Gooner. It'd be lovely to have him here with us. But yeah, I think any of them I'd be happy with. I just think Ivan Toney has said in interviews, you know, he did support Liverpool. He now likes Arsenal. He does like Arsenal. And I just feel like for him, he said he wants to go to a club that'll be that club now the next few years. Because he's done well for Brentford, but I know he wants to, you know, go to a club, be in the Champions League, you know, do well. And I think Jesus is a great goal scorer. He's a great player, but I feel like we need someone else to help him and help add goals to our game. Yeah, let's just buy both. Let's just go all out. No, but yeah, I think I would be really happy whatever we do. I think we just need a striker. I hope till January we don't have too many injuries. But yeah, yeah, he'd be nice in January and probably be available. Yeah, I think he would be available, and I think he'd be open to that move. And I'd be honoured to have him. But I definitely think we need to see what would happen with Eddie. Would need to bring Evan Toney, and I definitely think he would help us. Because I do think we can go for the league. I think I've said the league's very open right now. Obviously, it's only just started, and Liverpool, you know, I've had a good start. Last season wasn't their season, and now they want to come back to the best. So yeah, I do expect them to have a good season. And they've got a great manager in Klopp, and they've added a lot of players in. Obviously, it does help that Man City have lost today, so I do think that we've just got to keep on going and keep, you know, trying to overtake Man City. I've said this from the start, to take each game at a time. But yeah, I think we've got to do that, and I think we'll be okay for the league. Thank you so much, Phil, for checking out my podcast. I do appreciate that. It's been lovely to talk to you guys, and to you, Phil. But yeah, take care, Phil, and I'm sure I'll see you very soon. But yeah, with the league, I think it's open. I think it could be anyone's. So I think we just got to go for it and take it game by game, not rush into anything. I think Arsenal haven't this season. I think we've been more resilient. Yes, there's 2 games we didn't win that we probably should have won, but we're still unbeaten. We've got to take them positives into it, because we've got this and we're going to keep doing it. And obviously we've gone through the next round of the cup, and I think we should go for it. I think I want to win as many trophies as we can this season, and it'll be interesting to see how we get on in the Champions League too. But yeah, guys, I thought I'll end the stream here now because I've been chatting for about 55 minutes. And it's been an honour. I love doing this, of chatting to you guys about the game, but also answering your questions. But I'll be back probably on Monday. I've got a few videos planned for next week, so I hope you can tune in, show me some love, subscribe, hit the like button. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Don't forget to share this video if you can, like it, subscribe, and help me and support me. But I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. I'll see you all very soon, and take care. Bye.